What's going on, everybody? Today we're looking at my arrangement of Black Velvet, which I posted about 8 years ago, and I've had a lot of people asking for a tutorial or how to play that. So I'm going to do my best to give kind of a basic overview here, and if you'd like to purchase the tab, I have exact tab transcriptions on my website, neilbunker.com. On the menu, just click Arrangements, and you can go and buy the tab transcriptions. The song is in the key of E flat minor. On the original recording, I think the guitars were tuned down a half step and played in E. I decided to do drop D, so the sixth string lowered a whole step, capo 1. And then when you play that in a D form, that gives you E flat. So I've actually included tabs of both the E flat version and a version in D without the capo, if that's easier for you to read, or if you have a singer that sounds better a half step lower than the original recording, that can be helpful as well. So I'm just going to dive in and show you some of the basics of what I did in that. I do have an exact tab transcription for sale on my website. It's neilbunker.com. Just go up to the menu and click Arrangements, and you can purchase the tab both in E flat and in D. Yeah. But here's the basics of everything that happens. The whole thing, at least in the intro and the verses, revolves around this 12/8 groove. And if you played that through the whole intro and verse, honestly, you'd be in great shape, and it would sound great. I do play a lot of little fills and stuff in there. If you want the exact fills, you can go purchase the arrangement, but I'll try to show you some of the basics as I work through the intro here. The intro lick, to start us off, I actually played it incorrectly on the original video. So this is what I played. I'm going to give you guys the notes because I'm really bad with tab. I just don't think of the guitar that way. So that's B flat and D flat. Now if you want to play it like the original recording, it's actually has an E flat instead of a D flat the first time. So B flat, E flat, B flat, D flat, A flat, G flat, E flat. And then the groove starts. So that lick right there is just a regular D shape. I'm muting the first string, and I'm just sliding from the first to the second fret relative to the capo on the third string. And that's just G flat, A flat, A natural, and then B flat, which is the open A string. And then this next lick is so it's kind of based off of a D shape, and then we're hammering from the open to the first on the third string, and then a G flat and an E flat, open 4 string. And then we get to the signature bass run, which I think is the most important part of the intro. This is what lets the vocalist know they're about to come in, and that one is G flat, D flat, and open E flat on the 6th string, then F, C, open 6th string again, and then D flat, B flat, open, D flat, E flat. So that's the whole intro. And the verse is pretty similar. We add a few things. The first thing that we add is a stacked fourths minor voicing, which I love. And that kind of comes from a keyboard part you can kind of hear faintly on the recording. So we keep playing this 6th string open, and we're muting the 5th string with our first finger. Now this voicing here is A flat, E flat, B flat, and then it slides down to G flat, D flat, B flat. it's important to let that ring out while you're playing the bass notes. Kind of gives it some layers. So that's what I do in the first verse on the recording. A lot of times when I'm playing this live, I don't play those sliding chords in the first verse, and I introduce them in the second verse, and that keeps kind of it adds a new element when you get to the second verse to kind of hold people's interest. A lot of times I'll just play through that whole first verse, and then when you play that on the second verse, it's a new thing to catch a listener's ear. And in the second verse, I add a second chord voicing sliding. And this one is F, C, A flat, E flat, B flat, G flat. And the cool thing about this voicing is now when you play the first string, you have a 9, which is kind of a cool. So that basically covers the verses. The next thing we'll come to is the pre-chorus, and it's pretty simple. It's just a bunch of suspended and then normal chords descending. So the first one is a B flat. So that's B flat suspended and then a regular B flat. And then we get to the A flat. So the voicing for your four fingers is the same as it was for this. So for the B flat, we're playing the open 5th string. The A flat, I'm playing with my thumb. I'm playing the A flat on the low string. Now you might recognize this from just a standard bar chord shape, but since we're in drop D, that note has to be 2 frets higher. So I play that with my thumb, and I make sure that I'm muting with either my 4th finger or my thumb so that 5th string doesn't ring out, because otherwise you get, which is not desirable. So open A string for the B flat, thumb over on the A flat suspended, A flat, and then G flat suspended, G flat, same voicing as the A flat, just slid down 2 frets. And then we get our D flat chord, which with the capo looks like a C, but it starts off suspended. So that would be D flat suspended, D flat. And the strum pattern is kind of like so my hand keeps doing that kind of basic rhythm of it. And I just add some upstrokes to that. And then the chorus starts on a flat minor. And the voicing that I use in the chorus is a lot like a D minor voicing that you might see. But I just slide that up. So that's the chord that I'm arriving at as I come out of the pre-chorus. I start off with a G flat power chord that I'm sliding up. Sorry. Then we're back to that D flat suspended, D flat, A flat minor, and then we're to an E flat. Technically this would be an F flat in the key of E flat minor, but relative to the capo it's an E flat. Which is a lot like a D shape, but we're leaving the first string on the first fret here. And then a B flat, add 2 or add 9, however you want to think of that. That's like an A shape. So flat minor. Technically it's a C flat 7 chord, but you can think of that as like a B. And then your B flat 7, which would just be your standard A7 shape. So, and then we're back into the intro. Now the next new thing that we're going to come to after we play back through the intro, a half intro, and then the verse, and then the pre-chorus and the chorus again, is the bridge. And I do a little lead into a bridge. There's a 2-bar intro into the bridge over the E flat minor. So it's... And that lick I play a lot in this song. Sliding up to a B flat on the 4th string with a D flat on the 3rd. And then B flat, A flat, G flat, E flat. And then the bridge starts on an A flat minor, but I don't actually play the 3rd on the top string there. I just want that big power chord sound, I'm not without the 3rd. A B flat, which is just an A shape. Then we're in another lick that we're playing over the open 6th string. Which is similar to that lick that I played right leading into the bridge. Back to the A flat. F flat or E. And here I play this C flat, technically in the key of E flat minor, but you can think of that as a B chord. And then play the bass run, which is E flat, D flat, C flat, and then we're to a B7 chord, B flat 7. And I hammer on the 5th string with my 1st finger. So, and that gets us into the solo, which for me is the hardest thing to work out. I played a similar licks to what the original solo had, but I kind of modified it and I played it down an octave because I think it just sounds a little fuller down an octave. So starting off the solo, we start off with the low string, and whenever we're playing on the 4th string, we're going to want to make sure we're muting the 5th string with the fleshy parts of our fingers here. So I start off with an A flat on the 4th string after I play the open low string. So that's an A flat, and I bend it up a quarter or a half step. That's A flat, G flat, E flat, G flat. And then we're going to play, which is E flat, D flat, open B flat, D flat, E flat. So that first lick is. Then I play a G flat power chord back to the open. Played basically the same thing with those pull-offs. Then I go to a G flat. Then I play A flat, G flat power chords with the pull-off. And then I go back to that B flat, D flat figure that we saw before. flat on the 3rd string. Then I'm back into the chorus. And that's basically the whole song. The only other things that I'm adding are just basic little fills from an E flat minor blues or minor pentatonic. And like I said, if you'd like the exact transcription of everything I played, you can go to my website neilbunker.com, and you can find the arrangement there. Just go to the menu, click on arrangements, and you can purchase the tab transcription both in E flat and D of exactly what I played on the original video. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you'd like me to try to clarify anything further. I'm not much of a teacher, if I'm honest, so if you guys have suggestions on how I could make these videos better, I am planning to do a bunch more. So I have a whole bunch of arrangements of a lot of really cool songs that sound really cool for like acoustic gigs and stuff, which I know is a lot of what's happening now, not a lot of full band performances. So anyway, yes, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. It would help me out a lot. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys. See you soon.